What the heck is Jurassic Park 2? So, I remember reading a little about this game way back in the 90s in Nintendo Power magazine, and I was so confused. Like, I had the Jurassic Park game for Game Boy. What are these screenshots from? But it wasn't until pretty recently that I realized this game actually exists, and not only that, I love it. So to clarify, Jurassic Park 2 is a sequel to the first Game Boy game. It is not a game based on the second movie, which is called The Lost World. That wouldn't come out for quite a few years. Now, I just love imagining how this game got made. So here's a totally made up story about how I imagine it all happened. So picture a bunch of people in the 90s sitting around a table, and one guy says, "Oh crap, we already released the Jurassic Park game for every video game console, but people still love this franchise." And then another guy is like, "OMG, what if we made another game about Jurassic Park?" And the first guy says, "What, you mean like a sequel? The next movie isn't even out yet." "No, like a sequel to the game." "But everyone is already off the island. What would the plot even be?" "Oh, I don't know, just make something up." So, are you ready for this? The plot of Jurassic Park 2 for Game Boy is... you are now in Jurassic Park. That's right. The plot is, who cares? It's more Jurassic Park. So, I did grow up with the first Jurassic Park game for Game Boy, which I loved, but it is pretty clunky, and it has quite a few design choices that really make it not as much fun as it could have been. But the sequel, this game, is a completely different game. The first game is this sort of top-down survival exploration game, whereas the second game is a side-scrolling action game. You get unlimited bullets and grenades, which means you no longer need to conserve ammo to survive. You can just pew 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 everything. The sequel is still challenging, but it is a lot easier. I did die a few times, but I was able to beat the game pretty easily. Oh man, but the first Jurassic Park game? Yeesh. I'm lucky if I could beat stage 2. As for what's the same between the two games, you still play as Dr. Alan Grant fighting dinosaurs on Jurassic Park, just this time with swagger. And both games have an incredible soundtrack by Jonathan Dunn, including a new remix of the main theme from the first game. Also, to further clarify, this was a Game Boy exclusive. There's another game with the same name for the Super Nintendo, but it's a completely different game. The full title of the game is Jurassic Park 2: The Chaos Continues, and this is just an absolute genius title. I love it so much. You know, in both the book and the original movie, one of the underlying themes is chaos theory and about how you can't control nature. It's just a perfect subtitle for a sequel to this game. I sometimes jokingly refer to this game as baby's first Contra, and I think that's still an appropriate description. It has jungle and tech-based environments, it has multi-directional side-scroller shooting, and it has some epic set pieces, like a couple stages where you're chased by a T-Rex. But in addition to being a side-scrolling shooter, there are quite a few stages where you also have to collect these key cards, and if you don't collect them all, then the gate at the end of the stage won't be open. Honestly, I don't love this aspect of the gameplay, but I do appreciate that it gives the stages a bit more of a challenge while also padding out the length a bit. As for the presentation, this game looks great. It even has some parallax scrolling backgrounds. I already mentioned the music is incredible, and the game just feels fun to play. There are a few cheap shots here and there, but overall it felt very fair. Even so, the game isn't perfect. Some of the graphics, especially for the different dinosaurs, don't all quite look like they go in the same game. Like, it's as if they were all made by different people who forgot to talk to each other about what kind of look they were going for. Also, the game is pretty easy. But you know what? If I could go back, I don't even think I'd change anything. I'll take easy and fun over challenging and not fun. So I think it's alright. And don't get me wrong, the game's not mindlessly easy. It's more like the game wants to challenge you, but knows you're just there for a good time. Also, whoever decided to put these precision jumps here should get thrown to the velociraptors. As a child of the 90s, this game is pretty much everything I would have wanted in a Jurassic Park video game. Not only that, I'd go so far as to say that it is the best retro Jurassic Park video game, period. There's no brutal difficulty, no clunky controls, no confusing gameplay. It's just a fun game with a great atmosphere. So, on my scale of best, good, okay, and crap, I give this game a rating of best. The quality of the presentation and the simple but fun gameplay makes me want to play it and replay it. If you like Jurassic Park or jump and shoot games, I recommend you try it out. So that's the end of my review. But seriously, the soundtrack for this game is so good. I literally play it in my car sometimes when I'm driving just to listen to it. It's that good. So I'm just going to play some of it here. You can listen to as much as you want.